Hi everyone, welcome to Makers Make. I'm back. Today we're going to finish this up and you'll have a completed tassel with a tag. I've already glued together this tag and pretty simple. And I'm going to apply my adhesive vinyl to this. I think it's nice to be able to personalize them if you give them as gifts. And this is purely an optional step, but it's a nice one. So what you're doing to make this is the smaller of the tags that's on my diagram on the blog. Basically, you're just going to glue it together. Again, I'm going to use my handy toothpick, and I want to be sure that it is all over this. Doesn't take that much glue again. Be scraping some of this off. And remember, we have the hole, so we're going to dig that out in a second. Fold it together. Make sure the edges all match. Press. If there's a little fuzz up there, you can always cut that off later. Take the clean end of the toothpick and run it through your hole to make sure there's no glue there. And then here's my other little magic trick. I use a coaster to weight it down. So I just put that down, press on it, and let it stay. Move that out of our way. We'll continue on with this. So this was the tassel I was making at first, and I decided to go ahead and put a band on it. So what I do is I put the first part of the band on and glue it down and tape it so that it holds. Then I go ahead and glue it around as I've done here, and it's meeting itself, and now I'll cut it off and it'll be ready to go. So back to the tag. I've cut out my letters, I've used my transfer tape, and now we're going to apply this. It's pretty simple if it sticks. So I think I like it right there. Press it down really well with my scraper. And now for the proof. Da-da-da! Oops, the L didn't work. Let's get the L down a little bit more. Just L wants to be difficult. Came down this way, so work it a little bit more. And it's done. And here's a tip on jump rings. I was a jeweler for almost 18 years, custom jeweler. And there's a right way and a wrong way to open a jump ring. By using your pliers, you want to move it sideways. And I like to use non-serrated jaws, but see how I'm moving it sideways here? If you spring it open, all you're going to do is misshapen the jump ring. So we're going to open it up, put it through your hole. We can pop it on here or we can close it up. I find it's easier to close it up without having all that extra hardware there. So, taking this again without dropping it, closing it up. Really should do the other side. Ooh, fingers are always good too. Again, we're twisting it closed. You can almost hear it scratch against each other. Then this is ready to go on our keychain. Put the tassel on. This is the tassel that I was making with the silhouette, and I love it because it's kind of flirty and skinny and pretty. This one is a little bit wider cut, and it's a little bit, it curves more, it's a little bit more flirty. So I think this one is my more favorite of the two. Slide that on. And you have your finished keychain with a really pretty tassel on it. A couple of other things. Here I decided to put a thinner band on it for something different. Here's the thick band I showed you earlier. And this one is kind of fun because it gives you a totally different look. I took some of this kind of cording, I got this at Michael's. I cut off a long piece and knotted it. Then threaded this through the bead and attached it to my tassel and then wrapped it. And it was a little bit more clumsy, but it kind of gives you a cool look. And then if you want, you can wrap the top and give it a complete finished look. Now this bead started out as a plain old wood bead, and I wanted glittery, so I added fingernail polish. You can add any kind of paint that you want, but the fingernail polish hit the spot perfectly. You can also use fun beads like this wrapped bead, which would look super on something that's this big and this heavy. You can paint it or leave it plain. And I found these metal beads, which I thought would be beautiful with this kind of color. So there's a lot of options that you can do with this, and you can have fun with it. The findings, these are from Michael's. These are from Amazon. I'll put the link down below. The jump rings I got from Michael's, just basic plain jump rings. I'll put all the information at the top of the video. And I hope you've enjoyed this and you have fun making these tassels and giving them as gifts and promotional items. Thanks for watching Makers Make.